Hello and welcome to Nana's Crafty Home. My name is Tanya. Today's tutorial is going to show you how to complete the Treat Me crochet bag that you can find as a free pattern on my website. This is a fun and easy pattern, very simple with repetitive rows and simple stitches. Very easy to do. The bottom is just a simple circle, and the sides are just a simple one row repeat until we get to our drawstring row. And all these stitches are very simple, easy beginner stitches. And I'm going to show you how to complete every element of this bag. If you are making this for yourself, the wrist strap is certainly optional, but I will be making that as part of my pattern today, so you will be able to see how to complete that as well. My original design was intended to be a treat bag for fall, so I did make it pumpkin themed with the curly Q here on the end of one of the drawstring ends. You could certainly omit that piece if you would like, but I will be making that as part of the pattern today. My original design, I did use the Lily Sugar and Cream cotton. If you are making it with this cotton, you will need 2 full balls for the main color of your bag. So this orange color, you would need 2 full balls. And for the green, I just used a small amount. One of these balls is 240 yards, or 120 yards, excuse me. And so 2 balls would be 240 yards of the color that you want for your main color. If you are going to go ahead and make it in another cotton, which I will be doing for my video today, I'm going to be using Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton. I really enjoy this cotton. It has a little bit of a softer feel than the Sugar and Cream, and I wanted to show you how this bag would look in something other than a pumpkin themed color, to show you that this bag could certainly be used as a fashion accessory throughout the year, depending on the colors that you choose to make your bag. If you are going to be using the I Love This Cotton, you won't need quite as much. You will still need to purchase 2 of the balls of the main color, but you won't be using anywhere close to that second ball. And your second color, you wouldn't need much at all of that. So for my original design, the Lily Sugar and Cream yarn did recommend a size H hook, and I did go one smaller than that to make my original design. I wanted the stitches to be somewhat close stitched and tight, so I did go down a size in my crochet hook, and I will be using that same technique for the bag today. So the I Love This Cotton, they recommend a size I, and I will be downsizing to an H for this tutorial. So if you are making it in the I Love This Cotton, go ahead and grab yourself a size H or a 5.0 millimeter hook. If you are making it in the original cotton, same as my website, you will need a size G hook. So, if you are also doing the wrist strap, you are going to want to go ahead and also get this little lobster claw that's attached to a silver ring in order to attach your wrist strap to that. And then this is then removable. You can then take this on and off your bag as you wish. So let's go ahead and get started. So for our main color, I'm using the light blue. So we're going to start with that. I have my correct size hook, size H, for the I Love This Cotton. So to go ahead and get started on this bag, we're going to go ahead with a magic circle. Bring our yarn up here, get that on our hook, and chain 1. Then go ahead and do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into that magic loop. Go ahead and pull that tightly. So I have tightened that magic loop up. I have 6 single crochets that I've done, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet that I did. We're going to be working in rounds, so I'm not going to be turning my work, and I'm going to also use a stitch marker, which will help me keep track of where the first stitch is for every round. You don't need to do that, but I do think that it's helpful for you to see where your first stitch is at in every round. So go ahead for round 2. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So that first single crochet in that first stitch, I'm going to put my stitch marker in there, and that will alert me when I get around that that is my first stitch. But we will be working 2 single crochets in that same stitch, as well as each stitch around. So I've reached the beginning of the round. It's always a good idea to count back your stitches and make sure that you have the correct number of stitches. So for round 2, we're going to need 12 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I have the correct number of stitches. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first single crochet and move on to round 3. Remove that stitch marker. For round 3, I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, and I'm going to do a single crochet in the same stitch, 2 single crochets in the next, and I'm going to work that same number of stitches in each stitch around. So that first one has 1 single crochet. I'm going to put the stitch marker there. So the second has 2, 1, 2. The next has 1, then 2, 1, and then 2 in the next, 1, 2 in the next, and work that all the way around. When I've reached the end of that round, go ahead and count to make sure you have 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Go ahead and slip stitch to the first single crochet. Remove that stitch marker. Chain 1, single crochet in the first 2 stitches, 1 single crochet. Go ahead and place your stitch marker in that first single crochet that you did. In the next single crochet, we're going to put 2 single crochet stitches. So in this round, we're going to work a single crochet into the first 2 stitches and then 2 in the next, and repeat that all the way around. When we've completed round 4, we will need 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 24. Slip stitch to our first single crochet. Chain 1. For round 5, we're going to single crochet in the first 3 stitches. Place your stitch marker in the first one. In the next stitch, we're going to place 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet in the first 3, 1, 2 and 3, 2 single crochets in the next stitch. One in the next 3, 2 in the next. Repeat that around. When we've completed round 5, we will have 30 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 28, 29, and 30. Slip stitch to our first single crochet. Chain 1 for round 6. Round 6, we will single crochet in the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Place your stitch marker in the first single crochet of that round. In the next stitch, we'll place 2 single crochets, and we will repeat that same pattern around. We will need 36 stitches, 1, 2, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Slip stitch into the first single crochet. Chain 1, round 7. Single crochet in the first 5 stitches. So 1 single crochet in the first 5, so that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stitch marker to the first. 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and work that same pattern around. For that round, we will need 42 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 1, and 42. Go ahead and slip stitch into that first stitch. Chain 1. For round 8, we're going to single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch marker in the first one here. 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and we will repeat that around. And for that round, we need 48 stitches. 1, 2, and 48 stitches. We're going to move on to round 9. Go ahead and slip stitch into that first stitch. For round 9, go ahead and chain 1, and we're going to single crochet in the first 7. So 1 single crochet in the first 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stitch marker in that first stitch. 2 single crochets in the next. Go ahead and repeat that around. So for round 9, we need 54 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 54. So go ahead and slip stitch to that first stitch. Chain 1, single crochet in the first 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stitch marker to the first, 2 stitches in the next, and repeat that around. For round 10, we need 60 stitches. 1, 2, and 60. So go ahead and slip stitch to the first stitch. chain 1. For round 11, we're going to single crochet in the first 9 stitches, 2 in the next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 2 in the next. Repeat that around, 1 single crochet in 9, 2 in the next. You will have a total of 66 stitches. So once you've counted 66 stitches for round 11, go ahead and slip stitch in the first stitch, chain 1, and for round 12, we're going to be doing single crochet in 10 stitches, 2 single crochets in the next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 in the next, and repeat that around, and you will need 72 stitches at the end of this round. So once you have 72 stitches for round 12, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first stitch. We have finished the bottom base of the bag, and we're going to start working on the sides of the bag. So for round 13, we're going to work in the back loops only, and we're going to start the round with a chain 2. So chain 2, this does not count as a stitch. We're going to half double crochet in the same stitch, working in our back loops only. Half double crochet in the next 2, two half double crochets in the next, half double crochet in the next 3, 1, 2, and 3, 2 half double crochet in the next, and we will repeat that around, working in the back loops only. So once you've counted 90 stitches for round 13, you're going to slip stitch into the top of your first stitch, chain 2, which again does not count as a stitch, half double crochet in the same stitch. We're going to work through both loops now. Half double crochet in the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, chain 1, skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and you'll half double crochet in the next 9, and you'll repeat that for the rest of the round. So go ahead and repeat that, skipping the next stitch, half double crochet in the next 9. So when I've reached the end of that round, I've done 9 half double crochets. I have 1 stitch left, chain 1, skip that stitch and slip stitch into the first stitch. You will have 81 stitches plus 9 chain 1 spaces. Round 15, this will be your repeat. So you will be repeating this next round for the entire side of your bag until we get to our drawstring round on round 32. So for this repeat round, we're going to chain 2, and again, this does not count as our stitch. We're going to half double crochet in that first and same stitch, and then half double crochet in the next 8. So once we've done 9 total half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip this chain 1 space, and we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. Now, since we're working with half double crochet, that stitch is worked on the right side of that half double crochet. You can see here, there's my stitch. This is where I'm working. So what's going to happen is really interesting. That chain 1 space is going to be on the bias going up. So it's going to look crooked. You're not right above each other. They're stair-stepped over just a little bit. And that's the great thing about the half double crochet and skipping a stitch, because of where you're placing your stitch for that half double crochet. Then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 9 stitches. Chain 1, skip that chain 1 space, and work a half double crochet in the next stitch. Do 9 total, chain 1 and skip the chain 1 space all the way around. That is your repeat. Alright, so as you can see, I have completed rounds up through round 31. For round 32, that's going to be my drawstring round, but I have gone ahead and completed the sides of my bag up to that point. For round 32, what we're going to do after we slip stitch into that first stitch is go ahead and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is going to count as my first stitch plus a chain 1. We're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next. So go ahead and do that. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next. And we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. So go ahead and repeat that around. We will chain 1. We will also skip the chain 1 space and double crochet in the next as we go around. So skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next. Once we've reached the end of that round, we have 1 space here to skip. Chain 1, we will skip that space and slip stitch to the top of that chain 3 from the beginning of the round. At this point, you will go ahead and switch to color B for round 33. So for round 33, I'm going to go ahead and chain 2. I'm going to half double crochet in the same space and half double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Half double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next chain 1 space, and half double crochet in the next stitch, and repeat that around. Half double crochet in each chain 1 space and half double crochet in each stitch. you will end up having a total of 90 stitches once completed. So at the end of round 33, you will slip stitch to the first stitch from that round. With 90 stitches, go ahead and chain 1, single crochet in that same stitch, and then in each stitch to the end of this round, you will slip stitch to the first stitch and then go ahead and fasten off, weave in your ends, and then I will show you how to make your drawstring. So I finished up the last round of my bag, and now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make the drawstring to weave throughout that drawstring round. So with the desired color, I'm using my darker blue here, color B. I'm going to go ahead and chain 101 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you have 101 chains on your hook, go ahead and do a single crochet in that second chain from the hook and in each chain across to the end. So single crochet and single crochet, and continue that on down through the end of that chain. Once you've single crocheted in each chain and you reach the end, go ahead and turn your work, chain 2, and work 3 half double crochets in that same stitch. So 1, 2, and 3, and then work 4 half double crochets in each stitch for a total of 24 more stitches. So you'll work 4 half double crochets in each of the next 24 stitches. This is going to make that really cute curly Q on the end of that drawstring. So there's number 4. Move on to the next stitch and work 4 half double crochets in that one as well. Continue that for a total of 24 stitches. Once you've completed that last set of 4 half double crochets, you will then go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch and fasten off. So there is your cute curly Q there at the end. If you're choosing to not make the curly Q on your bag, I would suggest not chaining quite as many. The reason why I chained such a large chain is because, of course, this curly Q is pulling that chain up. But it's quite a lengthy drawstring if you choose not to make the curly Q. So once you've made the drawstring, you're going to come up here to the top of your bag, and you're going to weave this drawstring in and out of that drawstring round where we skipped stitches. So you're going to find the front of your bag. This is the back. So this is the front. So this is where we're going to want the drawstring to hang down in the front. So I'm going to start weaving this in with this end of the drawstring, approximately where I would want my drawstring to fall on the front of the bag. And it's a simple, just weave in and out of those double crochet posts, just in and out all the way around. Being careful not to twist the drawstring. So continue doing that until you have woven that throughout the entire drawstring. And then I will show you how to make the wrist strap. So I've woven in that drawstring, and I did weave in my ends on that curlicue as well. And I'm going to go ahead and make the optional wrist strap. So what you're going to need to do that is this lobster claw ring so that we can attach our strap to it. You can use whichever color you would like for this wrist strap. I'm going to go back to my original color A, the light blue, and chain 57. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once you have 57 chains on your hook, you're going to go ahead and work a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each chain to the end. So go ahead and work a half double crochet in each chain to the end. So once you've finished half double crocheting across that chain, go ahead and fasten off, leaving a tail long enough that you can sew the ends together. Take your ring and lobster claw, and you could certainly eliminate this piece if you wish to just directly sew this onto your bag permanently. You wouldn't need to purchase this. You could just make the same strap and just wrap it around a couple of those double crochet posts, or one of the double crochet posts from that drawstring round, and then sew it shut on the end, forming a circle. And then you wouldn't need this piece, but the wrist strap then becomes permanent on your bag. By doing it this way, I can then add it or remove it as I wish. So just go ahead and put that ring on your strap, and then with the wrong side out, being careful not to twist the strap, you're going to just sew this end together to form a circle. So with the ends together, not twisting the strap, go ahead and just sew it shut. And then just go ahead and weave your ends in. And once you've done that, your strap will be complete. So once you've sewn that shut, you have your wrist strap complete. You can go ahead and add that on to your bag where desired. So just go ahead and go through a couple of loops on that drawstring round to make it stable, and there you have it. It's on there, and now we can wrap this around our wrist and hold it without hanging directly onto the bag. And look how cute that is with that curlicue. I think that this fashion bag could be made in any color. Certainly it is really adorable in the original pumpkin, as you can see here, but I think it is just adorable as well in the blue. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this free pattern. If you would like the written pattern, you can please find that on my website at nanascraftyhome.com. I will have a link provided below in the comments for you to take you directly to that link. I also provide an ad-free PDF version of all of my patterns on Ravelry and Crafty if you would like to purchase the ad-free version as well. If you like my patterns, please follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram. I love to see your work when you've made my patterns, so be sure to hashtag Nana's Crafty Home so that I can see all of your lovely creations as well. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.